Hi there, Michael Andre Ford, here to talk about the universe, angels, getting any answers to any questions. I don't see your answers. I don't see your questions. All languages spoken, all dialects. You can get hugs that can become healing. Basically, we're talking no limits. You only have to step out of what you think you know, or just step out of thinking for a little while, a minute, 2 minutes. What will you allow for, even if we weren't talking about angels? Galactic beings, light beings, your relatives, passed over loved ones, figures from India, Native American chiefs, Plato, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, Rumi. Even if we weren't talking about all the woo 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 or the spiritual or light or how big the cosmos is really, that's kind of the rub. What will you allow for daily? I think all of us are going through doing a lot of thinking. Welcome to the casino of life. Welcome to Formula One, or welcome to the Indianapolis 500. Thinking is kind of like trying to write a speeding ticket for those cars as they whiz by you at 120 miles an hour all the way up to 220, and your ticket's going nowhere but blowing in the wind. Most of our thinking, believe it or not, is a waste of energy, and we're going to keep wasting energy all day long. I have yet in 13 years of doing this met anybody who's ever going out the door to work or starting their work week or their month off, a new month, August 1st, let's say, or October 1st, and saying, I'm going to waste as much energy as I can. I want to judge as many people. I want to especially judge myself. I want to react, reject, resist as much as I can. I want to worry, and I want to stress out equally as much as everything else that I'm doing. That tightness being up here, most of us actually don't appreciate it. As a kid, generally speaking, most kids are super light with a capital L. They're here. They got no limits. They know how to have fun. They know how to maximize the moment. They don't think about stuff. They just climb the tree. They're building forts. They're creative. Wherever they put their focus, they're doing it. So in a way, they're little ninjas. They're Marvel comic book heroes. They're pure action, pure light. You never lost a step. You never skipped a beat. You've still got that ability. No matter what you think has happened to you or your life story is, we all have pretty long life stories. If some of us sat down to write that life story out, it might be 10 or 20 pages and we're still going the next day. For others, they can sum it up. They've come a long way. They can sum it up in 7 to 20 paragraphs. I don't think I'm ever going to meet a person who just writes, I am love, and they're full of smiles and they're high, high vibe, but it's possible. But that's what you could be in this very instant. Time and space isn't what you think it is. I light sage on shows and I blow the sage through 2 screens. You smell the smoke. Now that defies a lot of stuff. So even if you're watching 2 years in the future, you can still smell the sage. That kind of proves something, but this isn't about proving anything. This is simply about allowing more. And we're back to that theme of what will you allow for? So whether this is all woo, 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 spiritual, universal love, galactic figures, angels, your relatives, Native American chiefs, figures from India, culturally, religiously, whatever way you roll, this is all bigger than your thinking. So it's really just about your thinking. Where are you putting your poker chips stacked on the table in front of you? How are you going about your typical day? You know what you know, you go to your job, you rinse, repeat. Where are you allowing for more breathing, more fun, more flow? Flow state, if you want. Athletes know it, musicians know it, singers know it, artists know it, and so does everybody else. You just make really good Caesar salads. You're a yoga instructor. You know when you're in the flow. That's when you're here. Huge difference in vibration or frequency. There's more density up here, whoops, and there's more lightness, simplicity up here. Give yourself permission to let go. I only have one bit of rule or structure. That's set your intent, and you don't have to know anything. In fact, the less you know, the further you go, the more you glow, the more you flow, and it's so. Had to make it rhyme. Let go of what you know. You're already one giant big candle, star, flowing light, love, sparkles, unicorns, anything you want to call it. Just Shakti pot, anything. Just ask the universe to come in. Ask angels to help you out of your head into your heart so your schnoggin can work. Even if you're stuffed up from allergies or your schnoggin hasn't worked for years, you can catch the scent of sage. So here's how it works. Angels, universe, help me out of my head into my heart. Help me smell sage. Amen, rock and roll, thank you. Om Sai Ram if you're from India and you roll that way. What will you allow for? Catch some sage, but many of you are already intuitive or a great artist or a great athlete. You've always paid attention. That's all this is about, is where you put your focus is where you put your focus. How you spend your energy is how you spend it. You're accountable for everything. So the things you think happen to you are actually happening for you, as Ted Lasso talks about in that one Amsterdam uh, one that episode with the woman in Amsterdam who falls into the water, is rescued by the owner of the houseboat. And that Dutch guy says to her, events don't happen to you, they happen for you. What are you willing to pay attention to right now? What are you willing to learn? Most of us are locked tight, shut tight like an oyster, not here. We're knowing something that precludes possibility. We think we know what our situation is. I'm super successful in my career. I got nothing else to learn in life. I'm a super big failure because of this and what happened last week or what happened to me. I'm stuck this way. I'm stuck that way. Welcome to a little bit of thinking. Welcome to the casino of life. You're a professional gambler. You didn't know it. Probably not the best way to say it. You're unlimited in what you can be and do and breathe. So just breathe more. Ask angels to get you out of your head into your heart. If you want to put your hand out and feel the vibration, you can. Leave your eyes on the sage smoke. Start to catch a little bit of sage. But why not make this a triple-tiered tiramisu, even if it's not really a triple-tiered tiramisu dessert? Let's make it triple-tiered, no calories. Catch sage, catch flowers, catch ocean. Whatever your favorite ocean memory is, and you're not living right in front of it. Let angels, the universe, bring you the smell of flowers. Lavender, sweetgrass, sage. Those aren't flowers, but lavender is roses, hibiscus, hyacinth. Somebody got protea. They're from South Africa the other day. What will you allow for is the entire rub. Could you just allow for a little more fun, a little more sparkle, a little more zip? Here's the sage one more time. You can play this over. I do this in every one of my shows on angels, positivity, and love. Guests catch sage. I think only twice. I was having so much fun with the guest. We had done a lot of stuff before we started recording with angels. They take steps on air usually, that I was so excited I forgot to blow any sage. And then I had 2 or 3 guests who were pretty serious. And serious is okay. I mean, you could do thinking the whole time being a guest on the show and talk for 2 hours plus, and I get 5 questions to ask you in that time. That's okay. We want you to feel comfortable and smile a lot and do whatever you're going to do for the guests on the show. So have fun no matter where a person is on the allowing spectrum. But when you allow, you let the universe shine through you. Your eyes sparkle more. You're connected to your higher self or your soul. Everything you see and touch is love, and it's just a lot easier. If you're a watercolor person and usually it takes an hour and a half to do your painting, it might only take 45 minutes. If you go for a walk, you're enjoying more, you're noticing more, you're more in sync and connected to nature. So really, this always comes back to what will you allow for. You don't need to know much. Sometimes you know it the Buddhist way, but you could switch to the India way and suddenly do leaps and bounds. Or if you're doing it the India way, switch to the Buddhist way or the Zen way, or the nature way. There's 40,000 different communities and groups, the quantum physics way or the quantum field way. The light is already right here, right now. You really don't have to go to an institute, take a workshop. You just have to, before bed, when you wake up in the morning, ask the universe to instruct. Ask the universe to come in. You have very little barriers to expanded growth and fun and expanded abilities. You can get any answers to any questions, all languages spoken. I've been doing this like 13 years. I don't see your questions anymore. I don't see your answers. I just asked, did you get enough on this particular topic? And I don't know what the topic is. I have you give it a fruit name, papaya, and it represents the financial situation. So I don't hear what it is. I just hear you're asking about papaya. But you're literally hearing from angels directly, hundreds of angels. You can meet your guardian angel. You can meet your angel for this life stage. I took photos of angels a while ago. I've been a little lazy lately, but there's a Charlotte, there's a Joy, there's archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, a Penelope, there's a smiley face in there, a Rebecca, an angel named Mac, don't call her Mackenzie. They started giving galactic backgrounds in March of 2024. So she's got a Pleiades background plus somewhere else. There's an angel who makes hearts in her photos, Heather, even her name, Heather, is the word heart rearranged a little bit with a few extra letters. You can see angels in human form. That's a lot to take in. All of this is. But luckily, this isn't about grasping, thinking, or doing a checklist on a clipboard, which is what ego, intellect, and grasping wants to do. This isn't about more thinking or grasping. This is about less thinking. 7% less a day is all we're talking about. I've seen her in Sweden, Vegas, New York, Austin, and then Maui. She was a Portuguese ballerina taking time off from life. Got to, as a bodyboarder, hang with her as a surfer. If anybody knows the dynamics there, it's impossible. Surfers never talk to bodyboarders. Okay, Plato, you can see the old man's face. Unconditional love, spirit guide, great crystal clear helping you out with where you're at in life. You have no privacy. If you're a book, they've all seen the first page of this particular book story, and they know the last page where you're headed. But angels can alter your path too. You'd have to get uber excited, uber aggressive, uber open. Like opening openness is all this is about. It's about going from here to here. Some people can just do it on command. They start singing. They go for a walk. There's a million ways to be here, but there's 40 million ways. Society, logos, reason, intellect, your ego, your psyche, all have 40 million reasons why it's not possible, why this can't be. And that's why most people stay shut tight like an oyster for at least a day or two at a time, sometimes decades at a stretch if you've been through something traumatic, death in the family, a family member, a car accident, some sort of tragedy, job loss, could be anything, health crisis after health crisis. It's simply because technically we're not paying attention to our flows. We're not listening to our heart. We're not actually following our unique life path and letting it gloriously unfold as it could. And you're never really off the path. It's always just one breath or smile away. And you're always 10 seconds away from meeting an angel anytime you can just get out of what you know. There's a million ways that ego likes to be like blocking, like an NFL linebacker. I know, Mike's right on that. I really should. I'll start next Tuesday. And 2 Tuesdays later, you haven't started. And a year later, you forgot to even address the issue. It could be just sitting down to meditate. It could be lighting a candle daily behind safe glass, no fires, and setting your intent. The only rule I've got or a bit of structure is set your intent. Angels, help me out of my head, into my heart. Help me have an amazing day. Help me make this the best cup of tea I've ever had. Help me show gratitude for everything going on in my life so I can have more amazing things come in. There's a million ways to set your intent and to show gratitude and to allow for the universe to do its job. Technically, it's not through working harder and taking a ton of action steps or doing that allows for all the coolness to happen in life. It's about less doing and more will happen. If you start to figure out how the game of Monopoly or life, we'll do the game of life, works, you can actually ditch the board, ditch the little pegs, ditch the vehicles, and ditch the cash and start cashing in on how much fun life really is. As one Native American chief said, dull knife, life is a feast, partake. And that is exactly where you're at right now. But you might have your back turned. If it's a luau in Hawaii, we've all maybe heard about a luau in Hawaii. There's a lot of people, amazing feasts, amazing festivities going on, but we tend to have earplugs in and our back is simply turned to the luau. Now, we might be looking out at an ocean and saying, I wish I was out there, but we're not paying attention to the here and now. We're not realizing how endowed we are with the ability to listen, to feel, to use our energy, our love, our heart, to go in any direction we wish in life. You have no limits. And that's how I started off. You have no limits. So it's like a Tony Robbins seminar, or it's like a Geico commercial with Pinocchio going down the line. If anybody remembers this commercial, you have no limits. You have no limits. And he gets to a guy and his nose starts to go out as he tries to say, you have no limits. I'm here to not have the nose go out and tell everyone, if you're willing to just pay attention more, slow down, be aware of how you're spending your energy. That's all there is to it. Let the universe do the rest. Be like, hey, universe, angels, before I go to bed tonight, I don't know what I'm doing. Give me a great dream. Have me meet some amazing more people. Give me a few signs to help me go in this direction, have more fun, have more flow, have more abundance. Positivity is abundance. And from that, wealth, money's no big deal. Not easy to say if you have $100 in the bank account, or you just are struggling to pay the bills, or you're dealing with an economy that's absolutely insanity right now. But it's still okay. The universe has a way to figure out, if there's no limits, the universe has a way to navigate everything. So you're getting what you need and beyond. So ask to be surprised pleasantly. Keep asking, show gratitude, treat strangers super well. You don't need to worry about, like, let's do politics for a second. Everyone's got a political team. It's the New York Jets, the New York Giants, the San Francisco 49ers, and you're not going to root for the other team. But would you do this to a complete stranger at a stop sign? You're in a car, they're dog walking, and you wave them across. You do what you're supposed to do, and wish them well, even give them a smile. Why would you do that if you know they're that other team, the San Francisco Giants, you don't like them, or 49ers? Whoops. Not baseball, football. If they're going to be that other political party or that other country and you don't like people from there, why would you ever wave them across? How do you have such goodwill for fellow man without even analyzing anything. You don't let your brain get involved when you wave to a stranger, or you do a smile, or a laugh, or just a few kind words. I'm going to read a quick bit from an angel, 3 sentences. An angel named Dale, who coached a famous Olympic athlete in the late 70s or early 80s, who won a lot of golds, who's got an Andromeda background, by the way. Very, very gentle angel. If you like Greg Kinnear, the actor, think of Dale as Greg Kinnear, or George Clooney, if you don't know who Greg Kinnear is. Okay, here's the quote. Sometimes the person next to you or a stranger just needs validation via love and compassion. A smile changes any moment. So too does laughter or a few kind words. Be compassionate to all. Do it. Pure love, pure light. It's what makes the world go round. And all of us sing in harmony, to quote that old Coca-Cola commercial from the 70s. But there's a but coming in. Your brain, your intellect, your ego likes to deal in a currency that doesn't really exist in the universe. It likes to say, but. It likes to say, I've got limits. It likes to say, are you kidding? I don't like that person. It likes to operate with hatred, division, judging that precludes possibility, knowing that precludes possibility. The main currency for mankind, Western society, especially science, is to judge and to know in a form of limited knowing that precludes all possibility. And it's ironic because if you look closely at the thinking going on, that knowing only lasts for a day, 2 months, 2 years before a new form of knowing comes in and is like a patch on the dam. Universal wisdom, universal knowing is just love, being in your heart. You don't need any details. You can go beyond words. And you'll find out quickly enough if you start to look closely. Everything from the neck up tends to be like the hot stove when you were 10. Maybe you touched it, got close, you go, oh my God, why would I ever want to do that again? That is a lot, most of our knowing. Sometimes it's only 1% of 1% of 1% for the negativity that thinking is. But let's do it this way. If you think about mowing the lawn, you're not mowing the lawn, you're thinking about mowing the lawn. Completely different. One's up here, one's in the heart when you're enjoying mowing. Think about giving love to your dog, a hug, taking him for a walk. That's doing love when you're actually doing it. You could think about it for a year and still not have taken your dog for a walk. So there's something called thinking, and there's tons of resources out there that talk about, it can be an entire lifetime before you discover the difference between here and here. Once you discover the difference between here and here, and every religion, culture, philosophy, spiritual practice has a different way to describe this and this. Here, for example, could be love, unconditional love, awareness, consciousness, no limits, no time, timelessness, and more. Christ consciousness. You could keep going. Up here is unlove or negativity, or when you're plugged into the global slipstream of unconsciousness, less than love. Density, light. You have unlimited love. You're in your heart more than you realize. You do it unconsciously all day long. When you flip a light switch, go brush your teeth, fall asleep at night on a good night. You're actually an Olympic gold medalist at letting go. You just don't give yourself any credit for it. So it's here, it's now. You've been doing it all your life. You only have to allow more and ask the universe to come in, and you'll have a fantastic time with it. What will you allow for is the rub. And I'm just here to remind you, I got a dog squeaking at my feet right now, having dreams. So I'm rubbing with my feet if you see me moving, trying to wake her up. Her name is Joy, named after this angel named Joy. She's a blonde retriever with some Pyrenees in her. You could put your hand out and treat her like a fireplace right now. This angel named Joy, she's the ambassador communicator. She's a really big angel, actually, cosmic. Feel what you can feel in your palm. Don't judge. Breathe extra. Leave your mouth open, 1 millimeter. Breathe through your mouth is an unofficial rule. You don't have to, but it connects you to your body and turns up the volume like it's a 1970s, those big stereo receiver tuners with those big knobs. You're just turning up the vibe and allowing more vibe to reach you. You're one giant ball of light, if it's helpful to look at it that way. Put your hand out. Ask her what you need to know in life right now. Ask Joy, hey, Joy, what do I need to know in life right now? And hear a little peppy voice respond, hey. Breathe and relax if you're worried about this. Hear about next Tuesday if you're already off to the races listening. Let her show up as light around me. Let her show up as a butterfly around you in the room. There's literally no limits. I have people do joint seeing, joint hearing, no triota. They get to collectively see. Angels started giving backgrounds. She's cosmic. Archangels tend to be pretty cosmic, but I've got an angel named Charlotte who's got an Orion background. My guardian angel, Min, has got a serious background, not trying to sound too serious. Mac, don't call her Mackenzie, a green shape. That's everything plants, animals, and nature. Great as a surf guide if you want to close your eyes and go surfing in Hawaii. You don't need to know how to swim. You'll just surf like a pro on the tour. You'll have a blast. The waves are made with no sharks, perfect size. You get to have a luau afterwards. Let angels totally hook you up. You can get your next book idea. You can get your next career idea. You can just get general inspiration. You can hear how great you are. You can get compliments and receive a lot of love. It's all the stuff that we tend to deny ourselves when it's ego, thinking, resistance, or knowing something to the preclusion of possibility. Imagine what happens for the scientific industry. 40,000 scientists around the globe, what would happen if they started listening? Many do. Many call it intuition, or just they get a dream or a quick download or a quick this that they go, I should be Eureka. I should check it out this way. And then they get their research done quicker. I don't know. You can have any answers to any questions. What will you allow for? What will you ask? We're not used to having no limits. What does that look like to you currently? The record's 49 pages by an Australian in 9 hours. Australians, for some reason, are super great at this. New Zealanders, Canadians, some people from India, they're just wide open. They're willing to put themselves out there, which is where you are most of the day, but you get no credit for it. The brain keeps you locked up. It's Plato's cave. It's a jail cell. I like that metaphor better. You're in a jail cell at the window with the bars because you've got a lack. You think others have an easier life. You've got problems. My situation is, my problem is, you're holding on to the bars. You think you don't have abilities. You'd think you're not plugged into the universe. You think you're not loved. You're just holding on to the bars. So if you would just look in the jail cell and see the doors wide open, you walk out the door, walk down the hallway, and walk outside to where you were looking out and go play ball or go for a walk. You're completely free right now. And freedom happens when all your walls, your values that don't serve you are removed. All you're thinking is a giant Acme brick factory with a giant conveyor belt. You're just generating bricks all the time. When you turn on CNN or you turn on Fox and you say, I don't like that person, I like this person's bad, this situation's bad, you're not actually impacting the situation, you're generating more negativity and feeding it that way. If you take a broader perspective based on love, that allows you to be more light. It doesn't mean you have to vote any particular way. It doesn't mean you have to hang out with the people that you don't like, but it allows you to practice more love, be more shiny, and to support everyone on their personal journey. Everyone right now is getting everything just the way they need to. If you can trust in a greater plan, people have signed up for a lot of the stuff that you and I would view as like undesirable. I'll leave it at that. You can talk to an angel about that instead, but there's always broader growth, broader perspective, broader connection to all. And there's always a broader understanding available if you're willing to pay attention. Most people with the ego want to absolutely know something and do concrete thinking and say, no, it's absolutely this way. And that does nobody any good for the whole concept of love or for allowing mankind to grow with more consciousness and so on. So there are galactic beings as well, not just angels, which do have origin stories from all over. You can meet a Pleiadian, an Andromedan, an Arcturian, a Lyran, light beings, Seth included from the 1970s. If anyone's into the 1970s, New Age, the whole beginning of spirituality, great. For those who are hardcore religious, Jesus, Mary, Muhammad, Buddha, Gabriel, Michael, St. Francis, St. Anthony, St. Gerard. But if you like Native American chiefs, Dolne, Red Shirt, Geronimo, Crazy Horse, Sitting Bull, Chief Joseph, White Buffalo Calf Woman, and a few others. You can check out my website. It's michaelandreford.com. A lot of the figures are listed there. There's 100+ testimonials. I think those kind of vibe out. There's a lot of good detail in there. There's a bunch of video testimonials. My show is really fun. You have guests from all over the world, maybe 25+ countries, often taking steps not just off air, but on air towards the end. So sometimes they're 3.5-hour shows, an hour show. You can get a lot from watching those. Just catch the vibe, enjoy what the guest is sharing with you, but start to notice how you can catch the sage. You can put your hand up and feel with your palm or your whole body the vibe of the angel being put up on the screen. You can do your own listening. You can do your own figuring out. You can do your own ownership of what you've already got. You technically already owning it. It's you. You have no limits doing it for the 5th time today. Ask for a great dream. Ask for great serendipity, synchronicity. What will you allow for? What will you ask for? How will you simply get out of your own way? There are certain people out there who are like successful accountants. You live in Japan. You work for one of the big accounting firms. You've got a great career. You got a wife, kids. You got a husband. You got kids. You've done a few books. You're on a speaking circuit, but maybe something's missing. Part of you will figure out that there's always more fun to be had, more travel to be had, more this, more that, or more, maybe it's more internal. You've always been holding on to that one thing from childhood that happened that keeps you in the straight and narrow when you were actually supposed to be doing like oil paintings in addition to the accounting job. Who knows? It's your unique life path. But until you understand the difference of density up here and then the lightness down here, you can't appreciate how the universe truly rolls, and you can't identify that unique life path. Angels can help you right onto that path. You never lost any time. There's no like time frame. If you're 80, you're fine. If you're 30, you're fine. If you're 22 hearing this, you're fine. As long as you get started living, loving, and allowing more and having more fun and sparkling more, that's the name of the game. You'd be very surprised at how easy all this is. It's not complexity itself. Most of the stuff humans endeavor to do is complexity, density. We don't realize we're causing harm to others with our knowing, our precluding possibility, our judging, and so on. So this has been Michael Andre Ford in San Antonio, Texas, just with a little message. Allow more, love more. What will you allow for daily? Ask for more help. Ask for, I don't know how to even ask for help, but I'm asking for a lot more serendipity, some fun, more light, more energy, more spark, more pizzazz, more holy moly, holy smokes, holy cow, holy Toledo daily. I could use more fun in the workplace. I could use help with the project. I could use help writing my book. I could use help appreciating poetry more. What will you allow for? What will you ask for? It's entirely up to you. You don't realize how unlimited you are. Only thinking something itself can get in the way. Imagine what happens when science starts to actually ask questions of the universe. Listening. You do need to own one of these. I'm looking for a pen. You do need to be able to find a piece of paper and write your answers down. How amazing will that be? If mankind wanted to do joint listening with the universe, how long would it take for our consciousness, our expansion as a species, I suppose, for humanity? 3 hours is what an angel said. I've been doing this 13 years, so 3 hours has gone by quite a few times. I'm not trying to be a negative Nelly about this, but it's available for everyone individually. If mankind was a sharp as tack, a smart, absolutely incredibly aware, this is about growing your awareness, not your thinking. If we had awareness, holy Toledo, we would have already been there by now. Instead, it could be 30, 100 years. It could be 2 more lifetimes for you. Like literally, what are you willing to allow for? If there's a butt coming up, welcome to meeting your own ego. You can tame that ego. You can get right around that brick wall and keep moving forward. This is about getting on the horse, ride, ride, ride. Don't look left. Don't look right. Don't look behind you. Keep pushing forward. It's from the heart that all growth and all the cool things in life happen. So let's say you're on your last breath and there's a little life review flashing before your eyes. You're not going to remember all the bad moments. You're going to remember all the cool moments. And when did all the cool moments happen? When you were here. The hug with grandma, hugging your dog, being at the picnic with the family, and it was the best time you've ever had. Better than the trip to Acapulco. You can have more and cultivate more love in your life simply by breathing, laughing more, listening to more music, a little shimmy once in a while randomly to shake things up. You're at the supermarket in front of the vegetables. You do a chubby checker, Elvis, everyone starts laughing. You start laughing. You just made a moment. And you don't know how much you ripple your love when you touch others. That's the incredible thing about all this. The tiniest little gesture, a chubby checker, an Elvis hip swinging, and even saying blue suede shoes, if you can imitate Elvis's voice, could change somebody's life. The smallest amount of love makes all the difference in the world. And that sounds like a good place to close. Michael Andre Ford used to be your American Angel Intuitive. Now, how about just Universal Guide? I help you let go to tap what you've already got. unlimited abilities when it comes to seeing, hearing, and feeling. Get any answers to any questions. All languages spoken. I don't see your questions or answers. There's photos of angels. There's even videos. Guests are in. You got an angel doing a flyby. Take those steps. Watch the YouTube channel. It's Michael Andre Ford. You can find it. Put in Angels, Ford, and Positivity. It'll show up on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment. I guess you're already there if you're watching this. Duh. I'm never one of the sharpest ones about that, but you're already there. So hit the subscribe button. We have 278 shows booked at the very end of September 2025. Probably have October and November booked as well. I'm trying to get the APL Spotlight Series ramped up. That's when a guest tapes and it airs that day. Also, more panels are coming. 3 people, incredible experts. Go watch the panels. They're taking steps together off air, on air, a lot of crazy stuff, even jointly seeing right here. If you wanted to join them and see, wake up first thing in the morning before you know your name, before you brush your teeth, before you had a cup of coffee, you can barely get to the laptop. Have that video teed up the night before. And if you want to look at all the recessed lighting like that one, you'll see rainbow light the size of this big around each light. The more you think, the more it shrinks till finally you've thought it to death. There will be no more rainbow light around the recessed light. That is a fun exercise. You're wide open first thing in the morning. Keep it intact. Don't pop the bubble. It's like one of those when you blow the water soap mixture and you get the rainbow bubbles. I forgot what they're called. And they pop. You got a certain window first thing in the morning that you were the most wide open you've ever been. You don't remember your name. You can barely function. Get to the video and have that teed up where they're doing some seeing or feeling, or you want to be able to feel with your hands some vibe. I'll put my hand out right now. You can feel my sparkle, my vibe. I don't care if it's 2030, you're in Germany, you're in New Zealand, Mongolia. Feel love. Give yourself permission. This is only my highest vibe, my highest intent, not my bill-paying thinking side that I'm going back to in 30 minutes. We all think, we all waste energy. We're all going to waste tons of energy. An angel named Charlotte said 7% less thinking a day is the Olympic gold medal itself. 7% less thinking. Flip that pancake, it's 7% more being in the heart. Figure out a way to do it. Sit with a book, curl up, pet your dog, breathe more, do a breathing exercise, take a nap, take a hot shower, not for an hour and a half. You'll get wrinkly. Okay, feel what you can feel, don't judge. And I'll wish you rainbow light with this hand. It's really angels, the universe, universal love, Christ consciousness. Let's just stick to rainbow light. Feel what you can feel. I'll blow a little bit, catch Hawaii on your face. Catch a little ocean smell. Feel love and light up your back. And that's it. Have fun. Live long and prosper. Thank you.